Merry Christmas!
There is nothing wrong with your television set. Do not attempt to adjust the picture. We are controlling transmission. If we wish to make it louder, we will bring up the volume. If we wish to make it softer, we will tune it to a whisper. We will control the horizontal. We will control the vertical. We can roll the image, make it flutter. We can change the focus to a soft blur, or sharpen it to crystal clarity. For the next hour, sit quietly and we will control all that you see and hear. We repeat, there is nothing wrong with your television set. You are about to participate in a great adventure. You are about to experience the awe and mystery which reaches from the inner mind to
Ho, 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 ho. Merry Christmas. I'm not Jarvis, am I?
No, where's he gone? No. Where's Jarvis? Anyone see Jarvis?
Santa? Where did Jarvis?
He's
Welcome
gone
to the show.
He's gone to feed the reindeer. That's where he's gone. He's outside.
Jarvis, the red-nosed reindeer, had a little much to drink. How you doing, Stu? Good.
I am. Unlike Neil Driscoll, Neil, I hope you haven't got anywhere near what I had, mate, because if you do, I've got full sympathy for you, mate. It was woefully horrible. Nice. So get well, my friend.
Everyone that knows Jarvis is always fashionably late, but it's okay. It's Christmas spirit, and see what we're going to do today is Secret Santa. You know, I thought about it, like, God. I don't want to talk about yesterday. That's no. I thought about, like, Ruben Amorim going to bed and writing his Secret Santa list, like, dear Santa, please give me a left back, give me a right wing back, give me a striker. Yes. You know what I mean? He must be suffering at the moment.
Oh God, yeah, mustn't he? Just, I mean, I was there yesterday in the car park.
In the car park.
Well, yes, because I'm as you all know, 30-year season ticket holder, and my son goes, but he had his Christmas party on the Saturday evening, so I drove him, as you do, as a responsible parent. So I took him up, and I thought the night before, do you know what? I'll log onto the United website, I'll get myself a ticket, etc., etc., etc. I don't want to pay £6, but I will do. And to my surprise, I had to become a light member to actually buy a ticket. A light fucking member. Yeah, so I told them to do one.
Yes.
And I drove Jakey up, and I met Vicky up there, actually. Vicky was up there with her family.
Really?
Yeah, she was up there with her family. So I met the Vixter. Met my brother up there. Yeah, I call her Vixter. Yeah. Met my brother up there, and his nephew, and who's just turned 16 today, by the way. So big happy birthday to George, if you're watching, because he does watch the shows occasionally. Just George, happy birthday, George. But the funny thing yesterday was, me and my bro, who were both driving, it was my round at the bar, and I went up to the bar and I ordered my son a Guinness, my nephew a beer, and me and my brother, the two adults in there, a woeful Coke each. What is the world coming to? What is the world coming to? Where the adults have to have a Coke and the kids are on beer.
Oh my God!
And that was in hotel football.
So so I must ask you the traditional question: is Mighty Tipton Town doing well, or are you having a break?
We're having a break now. The Mighty Tipton Town are doing okay, but the Mighty Tipton Town skipper, moi, is ridiculously woeful this season. I've had a really bad season. I'm not playing well at all. Oh. In fact, Mick, I got hooked on the last game after 65.
No way.
Yeah, I got hooked, and I had the biggest strop you've ever seen. I went straight down to the changing room, wouldn't speak to anyone. I was like a child. It was embarrassing. But I hate being hooked though, Mick. I just can't take it. It was horrible.
Are you a winner, Stu?
No, but
Mate, you're a winner. If I was the
I know.
football director, I would definitely recruit you into Man United because you got that winning mentality.
Oh, I was livid. I was absolutely livid. So we've got a few weeks off now, which is good because we're over 55. So we don't play Boxing Day or anything like that anymore. So we've got a few weeks off. So just looking forward to spending time with with the family and enjoying Christmas mix, to be honest.
100%. Listen, Gas Taylor is in the house. Big up everyone that's tuning in. Merry Christmas, everyone, and Happy New Year to you, Gas, as well. Jamie Wen in the house. Jarl Malmin, Lucky Singh, all the legends. Guys, you know what I mean? I want to hear from you, like, in the community. What do you do during the Christmas? What movies do you watch? And what do you wish for in the January transfer window, which is the most important thing? Because what happened yesterday happened previously before. We've seen this before with Bournemouth. And I say big up Raiola. Like, he's a master in what he's doing. He's a good coach, but to be slapped 0-3, I mean, reality bites. The players we know. I'm not going to point the player. I'm done with this, Stu. I'm just tired of this. Players' fault. This fault. Listen, I'm saying, Stu, if Man United ruin your Christmas, just think about who ruined the club. 18 years, blazed out. 100%.
Yes, 100%. And they are ruining everybody's Christmas. It was. Jake was saying yesterday, and I don't want to really I don't want to talk about the game. He said the atmosphere was horrible in the ground. They could see
what went wrong.
Yeah, well, Jake, he said it never went right from the kickoff. Jake said we just didn't impose any authority on the game at all. There's areas I know you want to talk about, but we just don't have the wing backs to play a wing back system.
I did a reaction video this morning about this, and I said, it's like flying an airplane without wings.
Yeah,
it's going to crash eventually, right? So the 3-4-3 system is based to have wing backs, to track back and bomb forward and put crosses into the box. We don't have that, right? So what was the purpose of starting Malacia? I mean, Harry Amos couldn't have done worse than,
no,
Malacia.
Correct. Yeah. No, I agree. Dallo,
oh my God.
11. So you got Mazzari, and look, we know Mazzari can play anywhere on the pitch to an extent.
He's a Swiss Army knife,
But again, Jake, he said yesterday, he just had one of those games. He was awful. Maguire looked reasonable, but that's about it. Defense. Martinez is struggling at the minute. He really is struggling. I totally agree with you about Harry Amos. Why not give the kid a shout? We weren't going to get spanked 5-0. It wouldn't have made any difference to the score. And we've got issues. We've got issues moving forward now. We've got a real problem.
I know. And I mean, I don't want to be negative, but I said it and I called it out 2 weeks ago that this preseason has to stop. You should know by now after 10, 12 games in who's your first 11. I was thinking, cool, right? Okay, falling out the Carrow Cup, going up with 3-4, wasn't the coolest thing, okay? No. But I was thinking, rotation, maybe he's got Bournemouth home on his mind. But when I saw the starting 11, I was like, wait a minute. What was the point of rotating? I mean, this honeymoon needs to stop right now. So you should know at least same thing happened against Nottingham Forest, where we started the weakest team, and then in the second half, we panic and start throwing in the best team. And it's like yesterday was the same. So there was from minute one no energy, no pace. Xerxes as the number 10 doesn't work. I mean, number 9 doesn't work. No wingers, wing backs, meaning we're flying without wings. Basically, it's like a nosedive. Yeah.
It's the crikey. Somebody sings a song "Flying Without Wings." Jarvis will know when you bring him in.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Yeah. Jarvis.
Yes. Jarvis, the fresh from the boy band. Fresh from the boy band. What is that song? "Flying Without Wings." Who sings that?
Learning how to fly.
Wet, but it isn't wet.
Wait.
Wet. Who is it? "Flying Without Wings." If you know in the VAR room, let us know. But anyway, there is a song called "Flying Without."
I know
Wings.
Tom Petty, "Learning to Fly is the hardest thing. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know that one.
Oh, no.
Westlife. There you go. Boxer's got it. Westlife.
Hey, Westlife.
Westlife. Lying with that ring.
I knew it all the time, but I couldn't. Boy bands. It's not my thing. So.
No, sorry.
Okay.
I'm in trouble now. Where's the horse's head? Jarvis is thinking. He's going to get on his phone in a minute.
Mayday. We're sinking.
Get it out to Telford now. Get it there.
Hey. So big up, Jarvis.
Big up, guys.
Yes.
This is your show, so I'll let you take over the reins, my friend.
Yes, big up.
Oh,
yeah.
It's Christmas special, so yeah. First of all, I heard you guys spoke like a little bit about the game yesterday. It was a dreadful game, and we all saw it. The passion wasn't there. We lost all the duels. I heard Stephen Housen said we won about 35% of the aerial duels.
Yeah.
So about tells you a lot. 65% to Bournemouth, and when it comes to duels, running stats, everything, we were completely crushed in everything that goes down to effort. And a big player like Josh Xerxes, 194, is big guy. He was up against a Dutch, Spanish under 21, 19-year-old, fresh from the academy of Juventus, coming in and scoring a header, and we can't defend on set pieces. So first of all, we started where we left, and it's been going on since at least the Arsenal game. Set pieces, corner kicks, and it doesn't seem that Amorim can fix this, and I see that as a big issue, and we are always in trouble when we have.
But Jarvis, and you're absolutely right, and I'm not going to say that. But why do you have to? Let me just line up Martinez, De Ligt, Maguire, Evans, Mazzari. Say, let's just line those up. Our 5 centre halves. Yeah. Why on earth do you need to tell these idiots where to stand on a fucking corner? They've been doing it most of their careers. Yeah. They know how to defend the corner. The problem is, it's this hybrid zonal market. I've said to you before, I've no job. So I've demonstrated on a million occasions. In fact, Mick, I don't know if you saw the show when we had Phil on. Me and Phil were talking about the art of close defending and slight touch defending. And if you give an attacking player or a player, even say Jarvis is slightly smaller than me. If you give him a yard or 2 yards to get a leap, I'm just talking a run and leap. I'm talking a step and leap, and I'm leaping from the ground. I've got a hope in fucking hell. You've got momentum. You don't need any power on the ball. It can be flipped into there. It can just come bang, bang. Use your neck muscles, and if you've got some kind of direction on it, it goes in. And we did it again. And I don't understand why. I mean, people are raving about Arsenal's set piece coach. A corner is a corner unless you improvise. A corner. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll stand on the corner. I'll do that as we always do, and I'll take a step back and I'll whip that ball in, or I'll go far 6-yard post. I'll go near far post. I'll go near post. Optimally, you drop it on the penalty spot. That's the optimum position for the ball to kind of hover above as a penalty spot. That means the goalkeeper can't get to it because he's way off his 6 yards. So he won't come out of his 6-yard box. And it gives you plenty of time to direct your header. It gives you that yardage to pick exactly where you want to spot. But then, Jarvis, it allows a defender on the flip side to stand 3 yards off the goal line and make your way out so you can attack it with power yourself. Yeah, that's the optimum of doing it. Why don't we do that? What am I missing? Right, that we can't defend a corner. I don't get it. I'm sorry, I just don't.
Yeah. No, we don't, and we don't prioritize scoring on corners either. For some reason. Funny that you mentioned this, because Ruben Amorim was asked this question in the post-match interview yesterday. And he defended his set-piece coach and said, I'm the one taking the corners. I'm the one coaching. Yeah. I don't know if you heard it, but that's classic Ruben Amorim. He protects the players. He protects his staff. And at the end of the day, it's not good enough, right? We are kind of having the worst record in defending corners. We're not scoring either on corners either, right? The corners is a
We're not
weapon.
scoring. Yeah.
You talk about Arsenal and the set piece corner guy, whatever, but they're being found out. But that was a weapon. It worked when it worked. So yeah, the ball is round. You get a set piece. Convert.
Yeah, but Mick, for me, how many more goals will we concede from set pieces, before something changes? It's been going on, and it's obviously for everybody who watched Man United, this is a huge problem, trouble for us every time the opposition have a set piece or corner kick. And today's or yesterday's loss against Bournemouth again highlights, I would say, our inability to defend, effectively in these situations. So why is it becoming so clearly? What do you call it? It's our weakness now. And what is this set piece coaches teaching these players? Because we didn't struggle this much under Ten Hag. Suddenly, it's a big problem. We know the Swedish guy who came from Lillestrøm, Georgian. He's not even on Amorim's set piece team. And maybe Amorim should pick up the phone, give him a call, and maybe ask him to help him out.
But you're right to question it. But ultimately, Jarvis, a set piece is about vision. It's about understanding and knowing, where you're lined up, why you're lined up, and who you're going to be marking. Who is your, pick up your runner. Who's your runner? That's what you got to do. And you could go back to the Arsenal goals from both corners, and we're lined up as we are, and they've got a box of 4 or 5 of them standing right at the very back post. All we got to do, Jarvis, is go, instead of doing that, go like that. That's all you got to do. Now what are you going to do? You're not gonna get round us, are you? And then you've got a Nana who's got a clear catch. Thank you very much. I mean, we don't even do stupid things on corners. Try something different. We don't mix it up. We don't push. We don't pull. We don't stand on toes. We don't do the bait. You don't grab shorts, tops of shorts and stop players jumping. We don't do any of that. It just winds me up. Just winds me up.
I agree. Same with me. But I think you're onto something, Stu, when you mentioned the hybrid zonal.
It is hybrid zonal, yeah.
But most of the teams are using this today in the modern day football. It's not fully man marking and it's not fully zonal, so it is what it is. But I think it also comes down to the personnel. Our average height for the game yesterday was 5'11".
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
That's under the Premier League average.
Yeah.
So we are not really good defending aerial balls, and Onana also, he's not good claiming the ball either. So we have nothing, and this is a big problem. So I think a lot of these players feel insecure now, and they worry every time there's a corner kick or a set piece, and then you stress, you lose your concentration, and you don't do what you should do. So now it's becoming an issue. So how do you fix it?
Well, it's simple. When I played Division 4, at least Division 3, Division 4, the goalkeeper was always in command. He said, my ball. He just came out, move the fuck away. Because he said, mine. He just came charging like a bull and grabbed the fucking ball. I don't see the communication whatsoever between the back line and defending set pieces and corners.
Yeah,
I mean, that 6-yard box is commanded by the goalkeeper. And that's obviously what I said. This is your area, Onana. This is what you should call out. Like in a my ball, you see what's going on. You're the only one that can touch the ball with your hands in that box. You know what I mean? But in terms of starting the game as well, starting off from playing from the back, Onana was way too slow. I mean, you were there, right? The people were booing. Come on, what are you doing, right?
Onana's been terrible from the back all season. I mean, let me just quickly touch on corners, Mick. You're absolutely right. So when we play, and you're marking your man, my goalkeeper will come in, he'll push me out the way to get the ball. So he'll push me out the way and then he's up. Or he's pushing me into the opposition. So he's doing that quick one, and I'm falling into the opposition just to do something. Or he's pushing me and making me turn so I can kind of use my arm to wave the guy away. he's doing something to disrupt their attacking momentum. That's what. And I've been punched in the face by a goalkeeper on many occasions.
Yeah, me too.
Loads of times.
Yeah, me too.
And then you get up all groggy, and the goalkeeper's, "Oh, get on with it, mate. Fucking get on with it." So you have to, like, take 30 seconds to clear you, and then you carry on again. It's really weird, but no, the playing out from the back has become a massive problem for us. We can't do it. I've been saying to Jarvis for the past 5 to 6 weeks, look at the dead air football we play. Anana out to Martinez to Delict to Mazzari, or Yoro, or whoever's playing at the back, and they just pass it. Then we might flip it into Agate, or we might not. Or it goes back to Anana, and then it goes. It's terrible. It's terrible.
Oh, yeah. But what was the point? Like, we saw how Raiola was kind of keeping his, there was pressing us high, and Onana didn't know what to do with the ball, and he hoofed it long to a Xerxes that can't hold up the play. You know what I mean? Yes. We lose the first ball and the second ball, and back like it's like a pinball flipper, right? So it's like all critique, but yesterday it felt like, I mean, everyone has to say. I thought that they already checked out, thinking, oh, what should I buy my wife for Christmas? What should I have for on the Christmas table? It was simply not good enough. And I mentioned this to Jarvis yesterday as well, and Stephen Housen was the only one, including myself, to call out the manager's team selection and in-game management, because I was thinking, cool, okay, we fell out Carabao Cup. He surely must have thought about this Bournemouth game at home, solidify 3 points, and actually go away against Wolves, get 6 points, and close the gap on top 4. But the same thing happened. Same phenomena happened against Nottingham Forest, where he actually started the weakest team in the first half. Cool. I was looking at the team sheet. Hang on a second. We talked about wing backs, right? Malacia. What do you get? Nothing going forward. Dallo on the other side, nothing the same. And all of a sudden, what I said, we are flying in an airplane without wings. So it's a nosedive straight away.
Yeah.
And of course, we concede on the set piece. Yeah. And we know the mentality of these players already, difficult. Second half, pep talk, whatever, no changes. Oh, the only substitution, okay, Malacia get hooked off. Lenny Euro comes in. Fantastic. We concede that stupid penalty. First mistake for Mazarawi ever. We go 2-0 down. We make a triple substitution. But from that point of time, the game is gone, because the mentality of these players, they already checked out, thinking about Christmas dinner, right? So my only critique is to say, like what Stephen Housen also said, man, this got to be a little bit of, Amorim needs to take a little bit of a heat on that one, because the only thing that was working was Ugarte in that midfield. Because the way, I don't know, Jarvis, if you agree with me, the way Areola set up the team was basically forcing us to play out on the wide. He knew tactically that we were inept.
I could have told you that, Mick, before the game started.
Yeah, you could have. Yeah.
That would be, because that was obviously the game plan from Andoni Raiola. So we know how they set up, and I saw it straight after the Nottingham Forest game when we played against them and lost. You could obviously clearly see that they were shutting down the central areas, forcing us to play around. And the issue is they had a really good fullback in Kirkes, Milos Kirkes.
Oh yeah, I love him.
So our outlet when we tried to play out on the side, we couldn't play through the central area. That was Ahmad, and Ahmad couldn't do nothing because Milan Kirkes put him in his back pocket, and he owned him all the game. So that's just how I saw it, and you have to trust the players to win the duels in the game. So Ahmad, this is what we will get from him. He's a fantastic player, but he's young, and he will still learn. And they meet Milos Kirkes, his experience. He played a lot of Premier League games. He has pace on his feet. He's good on technically. He has vision. So it was a difficult game for Ahmad, and you could see clearly in the first half, Ahmad started roaming. He started roaming. He was all over to Bruno's side to receive the ball and receive the ball and be involved into the play. But Milos Kerkez followed him all the way over to the other side. You know, he was bang on man marking him straight at the full 90. So, you know, maybe Amorim should see this. Maybe he should have tried to switch Bruno and Ahmad just to try out against another fullback, and you know, so there is thing that Amorim can do, but I think also he's in a stage where he's trying to trust his players. He wants to see how Ahmad handles a situation like that.
Absolutely, yeah. And I think he should, because Ahmad's got to back himself. He's got to back himself against Kerkeres. I agree with you, by the way. You know, Kerkeres is a hell of a player. I mean, let's face it.
Oh, yeah.
We'd love him at Old Trafford. Let's be honest.
Yeah, but Stu, did you know that he's a free agent in the summer?
I didn't, and that's really bad. Whether he didn't consider us or not, but Ahmad's got to back himself to beat him. You know, if Ahmed makes 2 or 3 dribble attempts and Kerkeres has got him in his pocket, what can I do differently? I'll tell you what, I'll face you up this time and I'll drive at you like a bull, and then see what you do. I'm quite strong. I'm going to back me pace against you. I'm going to back my physicality against you. I'm going to back my dribbling ability against you, Kerkeres. I'm going to make you foul me, and then I'm going to get up. I'm going to make you foul me again, and I'm going to make you foul me again. And after foul number 3, I'm going to go to the ref. And then I'm going to make you, and if the ref doesn't back me, I'm going to foul you again until he gets that yellow card. Then I'm going to see what you're made of, son. That's what I want to see. Look, Ahmad has been brilliant for us this season. You can't argue with him. But it's Jarvis, I'm so glad you pointed that out.
I'm actually getting goosebumps while you're telling me this, because this is so true. It's 100% true what you're saying.
But I'm so glad
how he needs to handle the situation.
Yeah, and I'm so glad you brought it up, because nobody would have noticed it. Nobody would have realised it. Nobody would have realised what Kerkeres was doing to him. And we've spoken, all three of us, for years now. We've been talking football for years because we love football, but we often speak about getting a tackle in there, making somebody make a decision against you. And once you get that doubt in the defender's mind, or you get that doubt in the attacker's mind, it just doesn't matter. You need to win the psychological battle. What you were saying about Kerkeres, by the way, he's just, I'll just trot along after Ahmed. Oh, Ahmed, just don't go too fast, mate.
No, you're right.
Just grab your shirt at the top and I'll just walk along with you. Ahmed should be, come on then, sunshine.
No, Kerkeres was the overcoat. 100%. He was the overcoat.
He was like,
he was. Yeah. But the thing is, what the problem that I had was, knowing all that, Ugarte was the only one in the midfield that provided some grit and, determination, pulled a yellow card, and he got hooked out. And I was thinking, well, why are you hooking out the best player in the midfield? Maybe because he was on the yellow card, but that was more of offensive substitution. Put Maino in that role and putting Garnacho. It's too late. It's too late already. So, in my opinion, I might get some stick for this per saying, but the best Ahmad we saw so far was playing as a right wing back, not as a number 10. The more outposts, because all of a sudden we lost that width, right? If you play Ahmad as a right wing back, you know what you're going to get. He keeps the width. He's it's like an eel. Like you try to catch an eel, you know what I mean? Yeah. At the same time, he can track back. But Dalot on that side doesn't provide anything, not even overlapping, underlapping, not even crosses, not even Malacia, nothing. So basically, is what I said in the beginning. He's just flying this plane without any wings. So it's just a nosedive. Everything is in the middle, right? So that means that what we saw yesterday was everything was kind of forced into Bruno. Bruno was wasteful, trying to make something to happen. Shooting, shots on target.
Back to his old self.
But the final point what I want to make about this game is that if you look at the stats in general, United has 60% of ball possession. We had more passes completed, more shots on targets, but we had 0 goals scored. It's a weird one.
Yeah.
And that kind of brings me back to the same thing with Nottingham Forest. We had the same stats, but nothing produced.
20% of that though, Mick, is dicking about with it in the back. That's where it is. That's the bulk of the possession is knobbing
Who's
about with it in
Dicky?
the back. Yeah, and then it'll go up to Dallo, or it'll go up to Malacia, and they get to three quarters of the way up the pitch, and then they don't know what to do with it, so they come back, or they try some ridiculous cross, and they haven't got the talent to put that cross in. So you need somebody in this particular system to test the fullback, to run at the fullback and get in behind the fullback. But instead of going to the byline, getting that cross in immediately, but then you run the risk of Hoyland not being where he should be, which is penalty. You know, he should be positioned on the penalty spot, ready for that cross to come in to attack it near post or far post. We just got so many fucking basic areas.
That's the whole point. I said, like, you know what? This is not Ruben Amorim's team. We fired Ten Hag way too late. We got in a new coach that is implementing a new system, 3-4-3, which is finding out certain players. We fired the sporting director that we chased. What do you expect all of a sudden? You don't know what I mean? So the whole point is Secret Santa. Like, you know, we know that these type of players ain't working. Ruben Amorim said he needs to suffer. So we're feeling the suffering. I feel he's suffering. He's looking at sitting like this. Oh my God, what is this, right? So Jim Ratcliffe, there was some damning reports that the rain was pissing down, and the rain was coming on the journalists, and they saw there was a rat infested as well. And it's like, Ratcliffe, open up your wallet, please.
Yes.
Support your man, because he is your man. And that's my point. So what is the point for us to suffer if we fans can see, Jarvis can see, Stu, you can see, that ain't working, right? Certain players do work in the system, but certain players, oh my God, what are you doing? And that's why I said, would it be so bad to play Harry Amas instead of, Malacia?
No, it wouldn't. I mean, you've got to give people a chance. You've got to give players a chance, and you know there are certain players that aren't performing in the squads. We don't quite know what's happening with KB Maino at the moment. He's a different player than what he was last season. I think KB Maino is way more aggressive, actually, and I like to see that. He brings a bit of aggression with him. Agate started to settle down, but we've got these issues up front, haven't we, Ganacho? We've got these issues with Rashford. We're dicking about with them too. You know, if you don't want to play him, take him out of the equation completely. Let everybody know what's happening. Sidelines till January. And then we're going to try and move them out in January. Let people know what's going on with them. But these players have got to step up. You're right about Bruno. Bruno's got to fucking step up again. You know, there's one thing I'm really beginning to understand with Bruno right now. And that is, if things don't go for him, he's got absolutely zero idea how to change it. He doesn't know how to change his way of playing. Bruno, if you look at the Bruno that came to us, very inventive, very energetic, used the ball wisely. Now he just doesn't. Sometimes he'll just take the piss with the football. He'll just move it quickly, try 30 or 40 yards. We haven't got the players that can control the 30 or 40 yard ball and do something. And I tell you, he's a great example, by the way, of right now have been an absolute hindrance to his team. Rashmano, and that is and that's Haaland for City. He's a hindrance.
Oh God, yeah.
He's a massive hindrance. Irrespective of he's likely to get you 2 or 3 goals a game. He's a fucking hindrance. But yet Guardiola doesn't know what to do with him, and we don't know what to do with Bruno. I tell you what you do with Bruno, Mr. Amorim, you take him out of the fucking team. 3 weeks. People can have a pop at me all they like. Fine, go ahead. I don't care. Take him out of the fucking team. Take him out of the fucking team.
But Stu, Bruno remains one of our most influential players.
That I understand, Jarvis. I do. But he's
but what I see as the issues defensively, he lacked the discipline, and that cost us a lot because we lose the ball in dangerous areas all the time.
But you're a midfield player, Jarvis. Yep. You're a midfield player, right?
Yeah.
Now, you know during at some point in that game that if you lose the ball and Bruno's within your vicinity, you're going to be okay. You're going to tootle off with it. 10, 15 yards, it'll do a little bit of a chase, but he won't actually chase you. He'll give up. You'll tootle off with it. You'll play a 1-2, and you'll work your way into the box. You can be as influential. Honestly, and I get it, you can. You can be as influential. But I'd be standing around and say, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
I would be going, what the fuck are you doing? It's an absolute Neil. Your question's so apt. Can you put Neil? Let me put Neil's question on. If I take
just guys, start putting your questions as well. Yeah.
If I take Bruno out, who do I put in? And that is the problem. And I think that's what Jarvis is getting at. Neil, I don't have the answer to that, mate. That's the problem. Which I know is a weak argument from my side. I get that, but I don't have the answer. But you've got to do something now, surely.
But that is kind of the underlying issue, is that, Amorim came in 3 quarters into the season after the second half. It was not his players. And he's changing the system to 3-4-3, which is like, what we are finding out who is fitting in the system, who is not. That's the thing. And what he's supposed to do right now, right? So there was a comment that, Sir Jim Ratcliffe, you need to open up your wallet right now because he's your man. Support your man. Yeah. That's the thing, right? Yeah. If you see you on the games at Old Trafford, thank you, more than the Glazers ever been, right? Watching us play, you should see with your own eyes what's working, not working, right? We don't have wing backs, which is the vital component in the 3-4-3 Amorim system. We don't have the killer to finish the dinner. I mean, arguably to say that Højlund was never supposed to lead the line at such a young age. So he's suffering as well. Xerxes was arguably to say Ten Hag signing. He's not really working out. He's not a number 9. So the way we started, there was nobody to hold up the play, There was nobody to... Even the long balls from Onana, he lost the duels. That's the thing. So we were a lost cause. Yeah. So I'm used to watching. I mean, at least I'm spoiled to see Man United having proper wingers, proper strikers, competition. Solskjaer, Van Nistelrooy, even Coley and York, the partnership, battling out. There was always goals coming from United. That was never the problem in terms of the striking force. Yeah. But it seems to me like this rotation is to sort of kind of minimize the injury risk. But what I'm saying is that this is kind of a pre-season for Ruben Amorim to find out. But he should know by now, at least, what works and doesn't work. So against Wolves, we're going away. Molineux, kid me not, they are not so good at the moment. But the way we are right now, I've been praying that we get 3 points because we need it. So the question is, after all this Jarvis stew, I'm asking you the question. Yeah. Barring what happened with the Ratcliffe cutting down the costs, Ratcliffe not, including the staff, the loyal members of Man United in Carrington and Mayfair, not even to have a Christmas party or a Christmas bonus. Increasing ticket prices, the roof is still leaking. The latest report regarding rat infested. Where's the money coming from, right? Where's the money from? I mean, he recently pumped in 80 million to complete the 27 whatever. But the problem remains the same as what I said. If United ruined your Christmas, let's see who ruined the club for the 18 years, and how do we fix this? It's not an easy fix, guys, right? It's not an easy fix. So I acknowledge that, hey, perhaps they wrote off the season by going, sacking, the sporting director and everything. This sacking the sporting director all of a sudden changes things to a different perspective, right? So where do we go from here? So for me, it feels like, okay, I'm cool with that. Okay, let him experiment. Let me do this, that. Knowing in January, it might be a surprise. The Secret Santa might be there. But realist in me says nothing's going to happen until the summer. Do you have a proper clear out and actually get players in that actually Ruben Amorim wants? Right? I don't know what you guys are thinking.
Yeah. I think Dan Gore's injured at the minute. I'm pretty sure he is. But he's a player, mate. Absolutely no two ways about it. Collier was, Jakey said,
he was on the bench yesterday.
Yeah, he was on the bench, wasn't he? So he's just back from injury as well. So I don't see a crystal ball in January. Absolutely, I don't. I think he's got some big decisions. Big decisions to make.
I forgot to say the money that was spent on bringing in Dan Ashwood, sacking Dan Ashwood, sacking Den Haag, bringing in Amorims personnel. It's arguably to say about 40 million, 35, 40 that could be utilized for the summer window. So equally, I'm pointing the finger on Ratcliffe and Ineos. I understand. Okay, it's better than the Glazers. It's better than we ever had. But, mistakes about to happen. But they have to own it as well, right? And reports saying that he's getting impatient. He wants the result now because it's venture capital. He's invested. He's got 2 years to complete something. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with you. I think Ratcliffe could be looking at it from a VC point of view. Right? He's got 2 years left, 3 years left, maybe 4 at tops if he does do it on a VC. We all know the Glazers want to value the club at 10 billion, and the only way to do that is to get the stadium built. Well, we know that the 2 billion stadium adds a 4 billion valuation immediately onto the club.
100,000, Stu, 100,000 seats, 66. 66
more than that, yeah.
Yeah, they will.
The match day revenue will be massively high. The way that it's going, but the club has got to go through a huge transformation off the field. And I'm with you guys. I'm with the consensus now. It's time to stop dicking about with the 11 and play the 11 that you need, you want, until you can get the players in. But
Stu, it's a two-edged sword for Amorim, because he needs to utilize this squad. We know what we are competing. We are competing in the Europa League, and the amount of games in the Europa League, including traveling to away games in far distances in Europe. At the same time, competing in the Premier League, and we still have the FA Cup. So Amorim, we know our fringe players, our B team players, or whatever you want to call them. They are not good enough. Malaysia is not good enough, and a lot of them are not good enough. But Amorim has no choice. He needs to utilize him. He needs to try to get him into shape, trying to get him understanding the system, because we know the long-term costs if we play the same team again and again and again. We saw what happened under Ten Hag in his first season. He played the same 11 for almost every game. Bruno, Rashford, De Gea was almost up to 7,000 minutes a season of footballing, including internationals. And what happened? Burnout, injuries. And if Amorim keeps this, he will get sacked the next season. So for me, I think it's the right thing. He just needs to keep rotating, keep trying them out, expose the players that's not good enough. So there's no doubt for everybody that they need to go. Get them out and start recruiting fresh players who are at the quality level that we need at Man United. That's just my thought on this.
So what you're saying is that you're okay for him to do that for the remaining of this Premier League season, and then go fresh in the summer with the recruitment that he wants. Makes sense,
But we can't compete in all
fronts. No. That's realistic.
And Bournemouth, they have a good team, but even Andoni Raiola couldn't do this if he was playing every third day. It's impossible.
But realistically speaking, it's impossible to come in 3 quarters in the season and all of a sudden, okay, if you will play the same formation, the 4-3-2-1, whatever, that'd be a no-brainer. But all of a sudden now you're changing the entire formation to a 3-4-3. You're sticking to it, and you don't have the personnel that can actually know what we discussed. We don't have proper wing backs to complete that system, right? So
we know.
So I agree with you what you're saying. So I said it in the morning video that I did this morning. Like, I'm okay with that. Like, as long as I see a proper clearance and I can see that we need to get in a Victor Gurkers in the summer, whatever, the potent striker.
We can't spend that money, Mick. We
know
can't. If you go through how much money can United spend in January, the Swedish Rumble, we all know him, brilliant guy. Following on X on the Twitter, and he went through it, and according to there's 3 things. There's the FFP rules. United can lose up to 60 million over 3 years. And we are close to the limit already, and we are in our first year. But we got a deduction because we can spend what we call healthy costs on the academy, on the facilities, on everything. So there is a way for Ratcliffe to inject money into the club and help out when it comes to our spending, because we can spend a lot of money on the academy, on the training ground, on all of that, and that will give us healthy cost deduction up to 100 million. So and there's the squad cost rule that's about it limits the spending on wages and transfers, but it only applies if United plays in Europe. So if we miss out, this rule won't matter.
Exactly.
And the debt now is £1 billion, over £1 billion. So the cash flow is tight. So the thing is,
and the sponsorship
spend up to 100 million in January, maybe the summer.
But then going back to the transfer policy that they're going on just bringing youth, then a finished product. Knowing that what you said there, I totally understand the finances. I did a video about it. The finances are horrid at the moment. I don't see us spending anything in January whatsoever. But where do we go? What? In all these reports, Victor Gurkers here, Milos Kerkers, you go on a left wing back, they're saying Theo Hernandez. The latest report is saying that we're chasing Nico Williams as a Rashford replacement, XYZ. I mean, obviously, you got to look at the squad. Who is sellable assets? You say, okay, well, look at the squad. Well, what doesn't fit in my system without being harsh? You say, Garnacho, you don't fit. You're an asset. You can get easily 60, 70 million for a Rashford, whatever, 40 million cash in, that you get 100 million. United needs to sell to buy. That's simple as that, isn't it, guys?
Yeah.
That's our only option.
I mean, Nico Williams, it's just paper talk, isn't it? It's just lazy journalism. We haven't got open hell getting Nico Williams.
Yeah. No. Danny Olmo is another one that is under free signing in January.
They're gonna want 60, 70, 80 million for Olmo, aren't they?
That's the thing, because there's a clause in his contract, because they cannot They cannot register him because
he can't be registered.
They only managed to register Olmo due to injuries to Christensen and another player, but they only gave them a time limit until the end of this year. And then there's a clause in his contract: if they fail to register, he's free to go. So the rumors are saying that potentially Rashford to Barcelona. I would say okay, give us Olmo. You take Rashford for a loan.
We need money. That's the thing.
Yeah.
We don't need Olmo. We need money. That's our problem at the moment. And I will show you this. No one.
Go ahead.
They didn't talk about this that much. But this tells you a lot about the situation. I showed this on the channel the other day. We are planning to head to Kuala Lumpur for a post-season friendly. One game.
For money.
Expected to net around $10 million in revenue.
Is that fuel?
This is how desperate we are. Adam Crafton is reporting this. This is how desperate for $10 million.
But Jarvis, I'll be happy because I can go to the game.
I think most likely
watch.
I go watch it. I sponsor it. Here's Jim. Here's my tenner. Here you go.
Wow.
So we are turning every stone possible just to get the finances straight, and this is what we get after 18 years under the Glazers. They are the guys who fucked us over, and now we are. Sir Jim is trying to get things straight, but he's not willing to inject money because one of the issues that we don't know. Maybe it's not about Jim. Maybe it's the Glazers who won't sell because they won't lose the majority vote. So every time they sell, they have to sell some of their stocks. So it's important for them to keep the majority stock. So maybe it's the Glazers effing us over yet again.
Well, this is what I said. Like, the overall mistakes by keeping Ten Hag, firing him, and all this coaching staff. Van Nistelrooy cost money. Yeah, chasing Dan Ashworth, pay 5 million, 8 million, whatever they want, and fire him as well. Getting Ruben Amorim. These are money that could have been saved, and this is money that could be utilizing for January window. But the only thing that I see potentially, and I think that Jim has big balls. I think he's a shrewd businessman. He's demonstrated he's shrewd. It's the only thing is to fish Glazers out to buy remaining of the Class B shares, right? Sell these, right? Don't treat this as a vanity project, and stop taking advantage of fans, which is your bread and butter. Like, without fans, match-going fans, season ticket holders, there would not be any revenues, in my opinion. So that's what I want to see. Like, I don't want to see another manager fail, because I think that Amorim is the
one.
He's the one.
Yeah, I think he's the one.
Nothing wrong with Amorim. He has great tactics. I like his man management, in-game management. I think he sets us up in an interesting way, and I think we can work with this. But again, it's on the quality. I see the troubles in the quality.
But the thing is that football is a funny. Stu, I'm going to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Football is a funny thing, because everyone was laughing at Chelsea. What are they doing? Going with the youth, having an overinflated squad, buying out these youngsters. But look, all it takes is one season to click, right?
Yeah.
They got Enzo Maresca, click, bang. And where are they now? Second in the league. What's this to say that, and what Joe was saying, I'm willing to suffer to the summer, like, to get rid of these deadwoods. Luke Shaw needs to go. Mason Mount needs to be overlooked. I'm sorry, Mason, I love Mason Mount, right? But if you can't stay fit, what's the point of having you in the squad, right? I'm done with this sentiment of looking at feeling sympathy for some place. No, I want us to win trophies again. I want us to get back to the winning ways, the challenge for the Premier League. That's what I live for, right? Who knows? I might step on the street tomorrow and get hit by a truck and never see this happen again. This is a one-time opportunity. And of course, we said we will judge Ineos by, the proof will be in the pudding. But so far, what they've been doing, you're allowed to make some mistakes, fine. Cool, but at least we have a footballing structure. We have a clear identity, the way we play. I can see this happening, but ain't gonna happen this season, guys, if I'm real.
It's going to be a tough old season. The thing about what Chelsea have done,
We got
Chelsea, but you are right. What they've done, they've built a squad, not just of talent, but of real balance of mentality and charisma. And that's what football's about. It's what can you do with the ball, how you are as a human being and a man, and how will you fit into a team that I need to collectively win football matches. And we go and we buy, he'll do, but we don't look at the personality. We don't look how they've evolved from when they were 11 years old to how they are today. So you're not looking at the man. You're not looking at how driven he was from 11 to 17. What did he do between 11 to 17? And just say we bought him at 21. What was his years from 17 to 20? How did he act and operate in those years? That's what you should be looking at. His development as a footballer, his development as a talent, and his growth as a footballer, but his growth as a man. How he listens to instructions, how he is around his teammates, how he is around his parents, how he is around his outfield, the types of friends he surrounds himself with. Fergie was an absolute master of that. This is nothing new, by the way. Fergie used to do that years ago. Ron Atkinson was known for it. All these great managers are known for their attention to detail when it comes to buying a footballer. There are copious amounts of stories where a manager's phoned up a player and he said, well, I'm not interested in football. tell me about yourself, and I want to know everything about yourself. What did you like at school? What didn't you like at school? What did you used to get told off with by your parents for more often than not? And what he's doing is building a personality picture, and he's trying to ascertain and trying to find out what kind of human being is going to walk into that dressing room. And is he an arrogant fucker? I don't mind a bit of arrogance, but is he going to listen? Is he going to want to learn? Is he going to be angry all the time? You know, is he aggressive all the time? Is he quiet? Oh, quiet player. Is he going to be vocal on the pitch? Or is he quite like a mouse, and then as soon as he steps over the line, he can buzz it into a complete animal? How do I manage that personality? Is he going to get on with Roy Keane, for example? Or are they going to clash? That's what you do when you build a squad and you buy a player. Yeah. You don't just go and say, wow, fucking hell, he got 50 goals last season. He'll do. Go to 100 million for that, you know. And Haaland, by the way, is a brilliant example for City right now. He's a great example. Brilliant striker. We all know that. But we all said, by the way, because we're all on the same show, we all said, great striker, but he can't play football. We all made that point very, very clear on the stream one night. And we are now proving that he can't play football. He's no good to City, right? Take him out of the equation. They'd have been better off with Alvarez, Julian Alvarez in the side. You may as well bring back anyone than play Haaland up there. Because when he's not having any effect on the game, nobody else is. And we've got this issue with Xerxes. We've got this issue with Højlund. We've got the child that is Rashford. We've got the child that is.
I don't know when you mention his name.
No, I don't. But we've got these children, these petulant kids that we're trying to shoehorn into a side. So why not put a Harry Amos in there? Why not put Danny Moore in there? Give young Wheatley a go up top. Get Obi Martin.
Why not?
What's his name? Obi Martin, isn't it? Fucking put him up there for give him a chance. He's 18 years old, so what? Give him a fucking chance. Put Coney in. He's 17. Give him a chance.
But then comes back to the original point what I was mentioning, like, you know, the fans' expectations versus the owners' expectations are not really marrying up. Like Ineos have changed it. Big up Elite Baller saying what I'm thinking. Ineos have changed the transfer policy from spending 70 to 80 million. Kudos. They're not going to overpay. They're doing amortization, installments on players, getting young players. And getting young players is fine, but they're not the finished article, what we want right now, right? I've been crying out to say, like, look, our front three has never been a problem. We always score goals, right? But right now we are not, right? Okay, the defensive shape looks good. The midfield shape looks good. But we're not producing anything forward, you know? And that is the problem, right? So what would be the I did a poll earlier to say what would be the secret Santa, guys? And I said, like, you know, what would be Ruben Amorim's secret Santa? What would Santa bring to Ruben Amorim, Ruben the Red Nose? And I said left wing back, right wing back, midfielder, striker. And most of you guys said in the poll 57% left wing back, 2% right wing back for some reason, midfielder 13%, striker 28%. So if you guys can see it that we need a left wing back, which is my opinion, fine. Guys, you know football, right? In a 3-4-3 system, you need a left wing back or the right to be more dominant and the other one to stay behind. Yeah? Correct?
Yeah.
But we don't have that. So is that the missing piece? I mean, we've been crying out for ages, even a left back, you know. But what is the solution here? Like, you know, okay, Ugarte, fantastic player. Mazarawi, arguably the best, cheapest signing we ever signed. But what do we miss, Jarvis? What is missing?
Well, you're asking a really, I would say, simple but difficult question, because I don't think it's one single piece. We are not at that stage. The closest we were to a single piece at the Man United team was after all this second year when we needed a DM, but we ended up signing Ronaldo. he was the missing piece because we were firing up front. Our defense looked decent, good. Our midfield wingers was okay, but we had Fred and McTominay, so we all wanted Declan Rice or a good DM. But that's the closest we've been to a missing link, as I see it. Now, at this moment, there's so many pieces that are missing. I can't even see what the picture of the jigsaw actually is, and I think we need. It's been used a lot, the word overhaul, but I think there's 7, 8, maybe 9, 10 players who need to go, and we need to be successful with the signings. As I said, it will take time. People talking about instant results, but when Amorim came in, I said right away this will take maybe 2-3 years, maybe 5, and this is the reality. And it's not that funny, you know. I know I'm
no. In 5 years,
Cooper coming in saying things like this, but the mess that the Glazers has left us, that Ineos are continuing now without injecting money. We are trying to with on a low cost get us out of it, and you know it's almost impossible. How do you get rid of Casemiro? How do you get rid of Luke Shaw? 2027 his contract runs out. Always on high wages. He just sits there. Does
Luke
nothing.
Shaw.
He's like a leech into our wage bill, just sucking money out, and we can't inject more money, and that this is the problem. So it takes time. People needs to realize it, and
I think
the only thing we can do as fans.
You've got
Stu Joris. I think we have a solution to solve the financial problem. I think that Trevor Wade is onto something. Sell all the 58 Mankinis that Stu Wally holds in the wardrobe.
I do hold a few. I've got a Union Jack one now, Trev. I was going to get an Irish.
Jarvis, you have a point. You got a point. You know.
But let me, let me add to that. And you're absolutely right. But there is a bit of a fix we could do, and it's never immediate fixes, aren't. But you've got to start shopping back on these shores again. You've got to start shopping in the Premier League. You've got to stop pissing about over at Inter Milan. You've got to stop pissing about buying from Sporting, from Porto, from PSG, from Real Madrid, Barcelona. You've got to fucking cut all that out. You have to cut that out because they're not Premier League proven. They're not Premier League ready. And we've seen this before. You've got to go to Villa and say, Mr. Duran, how much for Mr. Duran, please? Thank you very much. And you then got to go down to Bournemouth and you've got to go for Mr. Kirkeres. And then you pop over to Fulham and you say, well, have Mr. Robinson, please. You buy fucking... Oh, and then you knock on walls for the final piece of jigsaw and you ask for Mr. Cunha. That's what you do. That's what you go. You go around and you
go to West Ham and ask for Max Kilman.
Oh, you ask for Kilman, or you go for Jared Bowen. You ask for Jared Bowen. I want Jared Bowen.
We said this a year ago, Stu.
That's what you do. You don't dick about going to, and I love the VIR room and everybody's got brilliant. But Dumfries, how do you know what Dumfries is going to do? We don't. Davis from Bayern Munich, we don't know what he's going to do we? We don't know what these players are going to do. But you knock on the door and you go for Cunha. I can tell you now, Cunha's going to make 4 or 5 runs a game and carry the ball at least 20 yards per run. 100%. He's going to do that.
Yeah. But the thing is, you are one step ahead. So I use the classic: who came first, the chicken or the egg? They go chicken. So all these players, where did they come from? The South American grassroots leagues, right? This is where we've been poor at, right?
Yeah.
We now signed this, wonder kid of a left back, which is 17, turning 18.
Yeah.
What's his name? Diego. What's his name? Diego Santos or something? No, not Diego Santos, but Diego something. I forgot his name. But all these players, Diego de Leon, all these players, what you mentioned, Acuna, where did they came from? Brazil, right? Yeah. So why go already buy somebody that's, why not take a punt on the low risk, like they cost 5 million, 3 million? Take Casado, for instance, when he came to Brighton, he was offered to United for 5 million quid. John Murtaugh said no, he's not going to sell us shirts. But look at him now; they sold him to Chelsea for over 100 quid. You know,
Yeah,
and this is what we need to do, and this is what, like, in a majority of the Portuguese, Benfica, Porto, are doing already. You know, they're going out to the South American market, picking up these players, buying them for cheap, and selling them for 100 million plus, putting a release clause, right? So, I mean, that's like we are. I can sort of swallow that pill that, okay, why go and buy Cunha already for 70, 80? Well, we could have got him for 5 million in the grassroots, which is now we have Christopher Vivell, which is heavily involved now, you know, the head of recruitment. So something has to change in that policy. But also looking at the academy report saying that Sir Jim Ratcliffe wants to sell a lot of the academy players, fantastic. But make sure we get more than 1 million per player. Like Cole Palmer went to what? Never played a game for Manchester City, went to 30 million for Chelsea.
Yeah, well,
look what he turned out to be, right? Yeah. This is what we have to do.
I agree with you, Mick, and you're right about the South American League. But, you know, our problem is we're in such a state of flux at the minute. We're in a situation where we've been on the cusp of falling for years, for 5-6 years, and we are going to fall this year. There's zero two ways about it. But you can't afford now to wait 2 to 3 years for a player to mature. You can wait for the odd 1 or 2 if you've got a functioning squad. We don't have a functioning squad. You know, I would walk in to Carrington tomorrow and I'd say to Bruno, how the hell do you function in life? Because I don't know how you function on a football pitch right now. Malacia, how do you function in life? Do you need somebody to tie your fucking bootlaces up for you? Because you're not functioning. You're not doing what I'm asking you to do. This is, people will say it's complete histrionics. It isn't. You have to bear in mind these idiots are paid to play football, something that you, me, and everyone else in this chat would love to do every day. There is an issue with English tax, by the way. I get that as well. Like, you know, that if we went and tried to get Cunha from Wolves, I get it, I understand it. But they didn't stop Chelsea going in for Pedro Neto, did it?
No.
Right, the way that Maresca is now moulding this Chelsea team.
Exactly.
Mudryk, oh, he's been done for drugs. Yeah, whatever.
Okay. Whatever.
Yeah, whatever. See you later. We've got Neto in there. You made a brilliant point, Mick. Sorry to cut in on you, mate. But
but I want to add on to the point as well. Again, we're touching back on Todd Bowley in Chelsea.
Yeah, but you made a point about Enzo Fernandez, right?
Enzo Fernandez. Yeah, but the point is as well, do we fans have the patience to wait in 3 years for these to hatch? Or we look at the Chelsea model, which we all thought Todd Bowley was crazy, buying up everything, hoovering up all this talent, overinflated squad, and just look at what they're doing now, right? First season, you had Thomas Tuchel couldn't get. He's not a developing manager, yeah. Then you got Enzo Maresca coming in, making a tune out of it. All of a sudden, you look at the bench. Damn.
Yeah, I know. I know.
You know.
I mean,
so
it's
what is Ineos' plan? Like, you know, are we going to sit here and wait? Are we going to harvest the academy players or sell half of them just to make FFP profit? Or are we actually going to compete for trophies? You know, that's the big question.
I mean, this is it. Liverpool are another good example, by the way. You know, people are lauding Arne Slot. He's always come in. Look what he's done. He's had to do all. Liverpool didn't make any signings. Didn't make any signings in the summer, and they've just carried on and just ticked along nicely because they've got a bunch of players who know exactly. They can anticipate movements. They can smell danger. They can cut it out and they can attack quickly. They know how to manage a game themselves. They don't need Arne Slot. You know, Arne Slot is looking like a rock star at the moment, but they don't need him.
He looks like Bruce Willis at Christmas, you know.
They don't need him. Amorim can't go to Port. He can't go back to Sporting and get the players that he wants because I think we've got a problem. I think we've got an issue with going abroad and getting players from previous managers' clubs. We've got to move away from that. So for me, you know, if I'll just be honest with you, if I'm in there and I'm Jason Wilcox, I'm saying to Sir Ratcliffe, Sir Jim or whatever, it's going to hurt, but we've got to buy domestic. Let's get Premier League quality. You need somebody, because Mazzari's a complete. Well, like I say, I would go and get Robinson out of Fulham tomorrow.
Okay, let's start the Secret Santa. Jarvis, left wing back. Jarvis, who would you get? Who's available? Kirkish, what you mentioned, there's two. Robinson, who else are we linked to? Bayern Munich, what's his name?
The Wolves, Art Nori. I think he's more technical than Kirkis. But the three clear options is Kirkis, Art Nori, or Robinson. If you go for the Premier League, or you have Davis, Jonathan Davis. No, what's his name? The guy from.
It is Davis, the Canadian.
Davis, yes, Davis from Bayern Munich. Alfonso
Davis, yeah.
Or you could go on the top shelf and go for Theo Hernandez. But that's
Theo
not,
Hernandez.
Yeah. In the summer, I was advocating us going for the guy that Brighton signed, Kadioglu, the Turkish guy, the brilliant Euro. I think he's a good guy, and he would have suited our system perfect at the moment. But as Rushmano say, Kirkis, Art Nori, or Robinson, they are all quality. I think Robinson's problem
instant improvement. What you're saying there?
Yeah, but we definitely need a left wing back. Yeah,
I wasn't impressed with Art Nori when I saw him a couple of weeks ago at Wolves.
No,
I took my my nephew. He needed me to take him, so I took him, and I wasn't impressed with Art Nori at all. Cunha stood way above the whole of the Wolves team, but I wasn't. Art Nori may just had an off game, Jarvis.
But he's had a bit of form lately, I must say.
His ball retention wasn't great. His passing ability didn't look great on the day. But then again, when you've got old Delap charging down at you at 200 miles an hour, 6'9" or whatever he is, fucking, he's an animal. He is. He fucking is. He impressed me though for 10 minutes max, Delap, and then he kind of fell off a cliff. He went cliff diving.
But as I said, the Kirkish one we saw had a great addition. He pocketed, our starlet Amad Diallo, and in summer he's a free agent. He can talk. As of January, he can talk to anyone according to Transfer Market as well.
Amazing.
Would it be somebody you would certainly consider? Is he a left wing back, or is it just a left back? Is he a specialist?
I think Robinson's at the threes are more
Fulham,
all-round player. I like him, and he can play right as well. Robinson, he can play left or right. I like him. I like him.
I think he's 28. So
I know.
That's the problem. We are not going to sign him because of his age. He has no resale value, and that's the biggest problem with him.
Correct.
But he's brilliant.
That's very true. But I think he's the best all-rounder at the three. But I Nori wouldn't upset me. I'll give you that, Jarvis. He wouldn't upset me at all.
I would say after yesterday's game, Kirkis is for me my favorite at the moment.
He's always been.
How disciplined he was following Ahmad all over the pitch, and I can show you this just to prove you.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is some pictures from yesterday's game, and you see here Ahmad is on the wrong side, and Kirkis. This is Kirkis following him. This is Ahmad in the duel, and this is the second goal from Bournemouth, and you see here the next instance the ball go over. But you don't see Ahmad. You still see Ahmad in the picture. You see Kirkis here. Next picture. You see Ahmad is not defending. What is Kirkis doing? He's just standing here. He's not moving. I'm not moving. I'm following Ahmad. That's my job. So for me, it's clear as day. Kirkis was man marking Ahmad out of the game yesterday. So. And I saw it a lot of the time. I have more footage, but I just want you guys to realize. And we saw this on their Gisman Park when he played for Alex Ferguson Man United team, man marking players out. You don't have to be the greatest, but you have to have the engine. You have to have the smartness. You have to have the discipline to do a job like that. And for us, having a player like that, we can utilize him playing against other teams, like when you go against Arsenal, he can man mark Saka, for example. out of the game. I will trust them completely to do a job like that. So having players like that, that's for me a brilliant thing. And there's not many in this Man United team that I trust who can actually do a job like that.
Can I play a little bit of a devil's advocate here between you guys? Okay.
Yeah.
Would you punt on Kirkus or look at the youth academy to say, look, we got Murray, we got Harry Amas. What's the difference? Arguably to say, yes, I understand. He's got more Premier League proven, but why not just save yourself some money and give these kids a chance? Question mark.
I would bring in Kirkus right now, or Robinson. I still better stand by Robinson, Jarvis, because we need Robinson. We need a specialist in there, and we need. Look, there's no problem. I've got no issue again with Amas or any of the youth players, but we need somebody to go straight in there, command that shirt, and don't let it go. And we haven't replaced the left back for 2 years. We all know that. So we need that. We need that.
Okay. No, I agree. And that is the problem. We need, according to the poll as well, majority of the viewers in the VR room that we need a left wing back.
Guys, it's been an interesting debate and a lot of comments coming in all the time. Everybody is involved in this, and thank you all, VAR room and people watching on Technical Devils 2, my channel and Mixed channel. Who is here? We are on X. At the moment, there's 156 people watching. So on all channels. So guys, it's been brilliant. I just want to show you this footage from yesterday's game. It's live footage from the game mix. So I will just go through it really slowly.
Copyright.
Yeah. We will try to, and I'll show you this instance. This is Bruno. Yesterday, wasteful. I don't know if you can see this. Do you want me to run full screen or I'll keep it?
You can play. No sound. That's fine.
No. I will go here. So you see here, Bruno's got the ball, and he turns with the ball and tries to find who was our right winger. I think he tries to find Ahmad. So here you see Bruno goes with the ball, passes the ball, but he misplaces the pass. Bruno's hoofing the ball as always, and this was the run up to the third goal.
Third goal,
yeah. And Mainu lose the ball in the midfield. But look at Bruno in this picture. He's not thinking anything defensively. He's keeping his arm up. He apologizes for his bad pass. That's his worry at this moment, not us losing the ball and defending. And you know, Bruno, yes, he's the captain and he takes a lot of responsibility and he wants to take everything upon his shoulder. But for me, his captaincy is making him lose the focus. So this is a really a situation where he should have read that Mainu was in trouble. If you go a little bit back, you see Mainu is surrounded by 3 players, and Bruno is standing in the mid circle, his arm up, and trying to apologize to Ahmad. What the fuck is he doing? You know, for me, he should never be the captain. If you do like it, look at him.
If you go back right to the very start,
and now when Ahmad loses the ball, he suddenly realizes what's going on, and now he's trying to defend. But we know in this attack,
it's too late.
He's too late all the way to the goal. Yeah. So I just wanted to show you this because it's like comedy hour. We should have played like Benny Hill music to what happened on that goal.
You want me to play?
So many things happen. If you go back to the start of that, Jarvis, where he turns into space, you know, for me, you should, I mean, why isn't it carrying the ball 10, 15 yards, making real penetration? Here. Look at it.
Yeah.
Look at it there. Look at the space.
Here. You can carry the ball.
Carry the ball. You could go across the pitch if you want. You could go inside and diagonal if you want. You know, you've got 20 yards of space either way in an attacking option there. And instead of using and running with the ball, he's trying that Hollywood pass. And this is what's grinding my gears at the moment. When did we become a team of Hollywood balls? Move the fucking football with your feet.
Yeah. And we know Amorim, who wants to carry the ball from the midfield into the last third. That's his way. That's his way.
Yeah. Honestly.
So for me, this was a dreadful example. Let's go to the third goal. We can just go through it. Ahmad. So here you see he lose the ball, but he's surrounded. It's a difficult situation. But first of all, I think in this situation, Dalot should have.
Dallot's in the wrong place. Thank you very much.
He should have dropped down and be available.
Well done,
or
mate.
he should have kept his position higher up. And
he drops to the right. He drops to the right. If he drops to the right, he's got
to. He should have just gone up here to be available.
Yeah, but he's facing the wrong way though. He's facing the wrong way. If you look, brilliant music. Brilliant music.
So error number one, and the first was Bruno's pass and holding up his arm because he's the captain. This is the second. It's Dalot. So we go slowly up until the next. We lose the ball, okay. But look at Harry Maguire in this instance.
Yeah.
Look at Harry Maguire.
Wrong side.
Wrong side. Yep. Wrong side. Too aggressive. Couldn't read the situation right. Lets the defender go past him like this. Look at Harry Maguire in this instance.
Yeah.
He knows he fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we go again. Bruno follows his man. He can't do the tackle. We are in danger. He should have just taken him out right there and then
yellow card.
Take a yellow card. Be a professional, because he was the guy who made the error in the first place. Lost the ball. So we could have stopped. It was so comedy show. Okay, you see them doing the and you see here Lenny Euro too flat-footed. The pass in between goes down and before the cutback.
Yeah.
And in the middle, in the middle, why didn't he slide tackle in this instance? They are 2 against 1. They should have just tried at least.
This was the penalty.
Well, you slide tackle to block the ball, not to take.
Yeah, but what was the threat? A cutback pass to who?
Centrally.
Yeah.
So again, the pass comes. Licha reacts too late. Look at Onana.
Oh no!
Look at Onana.
Can I tell you who's really at fault for that goal? By the way.
So there were so many things. This was comedy hour, and this is after we go 2-0 down. This is the third goal, and head drops.
I mean, they should never have got into that position, Jarvis. But you're right about Leach. If you go back to, I don't know, when the original goal scorer was on the penalty spot, pretty much. Keep going back. Stop. Leach should have been inching his way like a crab. He should just be his way like a crab. There's no danger. He doesn't need to be there. There's no one behind him. You've got Dalot jerking off. I presume.
What is Dalot doing?
Yeah, because I don't know what he's doing. So all Leach has got to do is inch his way over like a crab and shoulder barge him out the way.
Yeah,
it's not rocket science. It's not hard.
Trevor Wayne. Benny Hill.
Yes, that's it.
Benny Hill. Timing.
Comedic timing, yes.
But the issue is that this goal, it's so many errors at once.
Well,
you have the Bruno thing, you have the Dalot thing, you have the Maguire thing, you have the defending. Maybe they should have side tackled Maguire, and you have Licha, you have Dalot all the way. Why do we concede 3 to 4 goals every game? This is why. It's all of these small things all the time that makes us concede.
Why the hell didn't Onana save it?
Yeah.
Why didn't Onana save it? He was. It's ridiculous, isn't it? It's a comedy of errors. It is comedic. Penny Hill, by the way, Penny Hill was absolutely brilliant.
I'm going to be more controversial. I don't know if you ever saw that TV show about superheroes. What was it called? The Captain America and all them. Yeah, what's it called? God, with the bearded man, the Aussie
X-Men?
man. No, not X-Men. What was it called?
Oh
God, Highlander was there with the laser eyes and everything.
It was X-Men, wasn't it, with the laser eyes? Didn't he have laser eyes?
X-Men. It's called The Boys or something like that. The Boys. Yeah, but there was a famous comment when he said, "Is your brain getting fucked by stupid?" It was like, and that's exactly like I'm thinking. I'm looking at this code like, what is the? I would like to do an IQ test.
Avengers. No, I don't think it was.
No, the boys.
They're all coming in.
The boys, yeah. But it's like exactly. Do an IQ test, like, because that, like, you guys are football players from age of 5. And, playing for Manchester United. And again, comes down to my feeling that, hey, hang on a second, you got to be real. Look at, like, these are not Ruben Amorim's players, right? This is not inherited from Ten Hag that had the ECG, like, contract scamming going around and everything in there, like, and you're trying to polish a turd. Seriously, you're trying to polish a turd here, but they're still like, it's the same problem we're staring at, like, same place we're staring at. So going back to what Jarvis said, like, the only thing is to just do a massive clear out and go in this summer to get Ruben Amorim's style of play players. So again, we are suffering watching this, and I'm suffering watching Ruben Amorim sitting on the touchline. It's like, what the hell? He must be thinking,
Amorim will go bald. I tell you, 12 months he will go bald.
It'll be great. It'll be great.
Where did you learn to play football? Yeah. Where did you learn to play football? It's basic school or defending set pieces. Everyone knows what to do.
Cyclops, X-Men.
No, it's the boys. It's the boys.
I've got to tell you, guys, this is completely off piece, but I don't care. I saw a great Christmas movie last night called Red One, and it's a modern day Christmas movie. It's got The Rock in it. I'm not a huge Rock fan, but I thought to myself, we'll have a quick watch. It's going to be boring. I was fucking glued to it, which is unlike me. I was absolutely glued. Red One. If you haven't seen it, Red One. And then, of course, you got to watch.
Is that the one with Dwayne Johnson?
Yes, that's it. Yeah, it's got a totally ridiculed. Nobody likes it, but I did. So it just should tell you my mental state and mental age, guys. That I was like it. I was like, whoa, get in there, Santa Claus lifting weights, amazing.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
But if we're going to talk about how Ruben Amorim's feeling, you got to go back to this one. You got to go by Kevin.
Oh, Kevin!
He must go like,
great.
Look at this play, Kevin. Right.
Even Trev likes Red One. There's quite a few ones. It's brilliant. Such a good film. You got to watch that, you two. Red One.
A new Christmas classic movie going on.
It is a Christmas classic. Well, it's a new Christmas classic.
Instant classic.
Instant classic. Yes, instant classic. It's so funny.
Guys, I hope I'm not gonna get done by copywriting here. So
no, don't.
No, you'll be all right.
You sure? Because this is my favorite. Hang on.
If you play Home Alone, they will copyright us right away.
Yeah, I love this one.
Yeah, so sorry.
Why are you dressed like a chicken? Gus
So there's a story about John Candy in that truck scene. Apparently, he did that scene as a favor for his friend. He got paid about $400 or something like that.
Polka.
But apparently,
no. There's a scene when he goes like, "Gonna make it, ain't gonna make it," and this is Man United.
But apparently, that was such a small part. He elevated the part by his performance. John Candy, he was a brilliant actor anyway, so we love that.
Mm-hmm.
Is that Stuart Jarvis Home Alone?
Yeah, we are 1 hour 30 minutes into the show. Let's just do the Q&A
midfield.
Yes, I've got to go.
In the Christmas spirit, guys. I would recommend you to get some questions in. We have a couple, but we need more questions.
I've got to go pick up Judy in a minute. I'm going to go with the kid in a minute. So I've got about 10 or 15 minutes. So you know what it's like. It's Christmas. It's Christmas.
We all know it's Christmas. So let's just play the jingle and get your questions in while the jingle is playing.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way.
You don't have to answer that question.
I'll answer the question. You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
Yes, and as always on the Q&A session, I'll leave the wheel to my co-pilot, Stu Woolley. So get your questions in.
Stewie at the wheel, tell me how good.
All I want to know is who's coming to sit on Santa's knee in Santa's Christmas question corner. Brilliant. Just to say, been a great show. Really enjoyed it. Love talking football with me mates. The VAR room's been absolutely on fire today. Great to see you all. So my first question before we get into that is, what is the big red man bringing Jarvis Cocker? What would he like? What would be nestling under that tree on Wednesday morning?
Or Tuesday night, as we do in Norway.
Oh, Tuesday night, yeah. What would be nestling under that tree?
I think.
Well, for me,
yes.
Oh, Mick, you can have a guess first.
Well, Mick, what would be nestling?
I think Norwegian plays for Rosenborg. I think he's a midfielder, turning 8. He just turned 18.
Turned 18, hasn't he? Yes, the new Erdegaard.
I think Jarvis is dying to have a Norwegian in the Manchester United team, and his name is Sverre Nypan.
Yes. I would gladly take Sverre Nypan. You know, I spoken so highly about him and his abilities. I think he's technical, he's brilliant. But would we do something? It's too sensible, you know. I would get Sverre Nypan. And but I hear a lot of people from the Rosenborg milieu is talking about him, and they talking about he had to stay one more year. He's not ready. So that's the talk that goes around. But we might buy him and just loan him back. But you got to remember the Norwegian Premier League plays during the summer, and he will come fully fit in maybe in late November.
Yes.
So that could be actually a good deal for us.
Good. Well, yeah. Mine is a little bit different. It's a turntable to play me records on. So that's what's going to be under my tree. My turntable. Anyway, let's know in the VAR room what you would like Mr. Santa Claus to bring you. We'd love to know your favourite Christmas song and also your favourite Christmas movie. Get that in because we would love to know. But you cannot put Stay Another Day by E17. Last Christmas by One.
Steven. Maybe if you go away.
Oh God, that's
my favorite, or my daughter's favorite song is "All I Want for Christmas Is You."
Yeah, no, nothing wrong. I quite like "Step Into Christmas" by Elton John.
Okay,
yeah,
yeah, it's good. It's a good one, Elton John.
Yes. Anyway, let's get into it, boys. Let's get into it. Box has come up with a very easy to answer question.
I just have to answer Box. I don't want to say Tori Andre Flo and Klaus Lund, both brilliant players at the Premier League, but
yes, Klaus Lund. Well, right.
So
Box has come in with: will Rashford get a testimonial? A very short answer, guys, please. Jarvis, yes or no? That's all it requires.
Yeah, why the hell not? Give it to him. Give it to him. If that's what it takes to get rid, I will be happy.
Mick,
I got a headache. He's not that good to be even mentioned. What have he won? I mean, they created this monster. They created this PR poster, this glazes, the inflated this player power, allowed this to happen. You look at the stats. What is it produced? 1 season and 30 goals. Does it deserve a testimonial? Local lad, fine, feeding the kids, so good, all glory. But all hype, but no end product at the end of the day. Sorry, Rash, you need to go.
I would like to see the back of testimonials. So
yeah, I mean, okay. It's Christmas. That'd be nice.
Go on then. I would like to see the back of testimonials, so it's a no to me. Box, hope that answers your question. Trev has come in with a brilliant question. I do like this. What superhero would you be, and why? And what would your special ability be? That's a really good question.
I can go first.
Go on.
I'm not going to choose a superhero. I would be the super villain, Lex Luthor.
Oh, super villain. Well, I'm already a superhero, as everybody knows, and that is Granite Man. And obviously, my speciality would be hard as rock. But I would also like to be a superhero called.
You're in your 50s.
Yes, I know. Called the Global World. And the Global World would have special powers, and he would be the best of everything in the world. So whatever he put his mind to, whatever he tried his hand to, he'd be the world's best, and nobody could touch him. So you could get up one morning and you could go and thrash Lewis Hamilton around F1, or you could beat Luke Littler at the darts because you're better than him, because you're a superhero and you're allowed to be. So I would be the Global World superhero. I'd be the very best at everything.
Nice. Sounds like a dream.
I wouldn't be the Mankini Man. As Trev recalled.
Warning!
Mick, what would you be?
Oh God, I would be someone that would like to predict the future, have a crystal ball. Is there a superhero that can do that? Because, as I said, you never know if I walk out the street hit by a truck and I don't see United lift another trophy again. So I want to know, will Ruben Amorim be successful? Will we win another Premier League title? That's what I want to know. That's all I want for Christmas, in my opinion. I don't know. Is there a superhero that can see into the future and predict?
That would be quite cool.
X-Men guy, the guy in the wheelchair.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Maybe you can see in the future.
Yeah, and also want to see how many burkinis Stu has consumed in 5 years.
Yes, I'll keep that one quiet. Trev, I hope that answers your question on there. We have discussed Rashford's, Mr. B. Yeah, if you go back to the beginning of the stream, we discussed Rashford. We think he's had too much airtime at the moment. So
too many shots in Belfast.
Yeah, very quick one here. One for you, Mick. Would you take Osherman? Well, all of us actually. Would any of us take Osherman?
Jarvis, you start with that one.
Yeah, I would take him. I think he's a brilliant striker, and I feel that in this Amorim system he would be perfect. He would be a perfect fit. So but the only thing that worries me is a little bit. I don't know if he's a player with a big ego, but he has a big name. I'm not sure if it's the right fit at the moment, but as a player, his abilities, I think, he's one of the best strikers we can get at the moment.
Yeah.
Will he improve us instantly? Yes. Instantly thinking about the Phantom of the Opera. I want to sing, but I don't. Osimhen, big name. I mean, what I'm really impressed about is his leap in the air as well. He's good on the head as well. He can score goals. But I don't think that he is Ruben Amorim's first choice. I think Ruben Amorim is still looking at Gyökeres. So if you ask me, Gyökeres versus Amorim versus Osimhen, who has the leading goal scoring record at the moment? Gyökeres, surpassing 70 goals in 75 appearances, 20 assists. I take Gyökeres, but okay. If you give me Osimhen in January, yeah, why not? Why not?
Yeah, I kind of leaning with you guys. I would take Osherman. I think he's a proven goal scorer. He's proven it in 2 countries now, which is good. I think he can in the UK and prove it in the UK as well. So I think Sheikh, I think we all would take Osherman. Absolutely.
Yeah. Guys, don't forget to like and subscribe, please, on Jarvis's Tactical Devils and on this channel. Merry Christmas. we are too bad to sort of. It's free content anyway, so if you smash that like button, that's what we like to see. That's the dividends that we get. You know, servicing you guys here 3 hours of content, almost 2 hours almost soon. Jarvis, what
Raymond,
are your Glazers thoughts?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Jarvis, do you want to take that? I mean, we've covered it.
Well, as always, I saw your question, Raymond, and my Glazers thoughts. You know, you see my mug. It's green and gold because I hate the Glazers. They are the leeches. They are the guys who came in and destroyed our club, our beloved Man United.
Yeah.
If I could, I would have flown directly to the US and kicked their ass and force them to sell Man United, because I don't think I think what they have done is outrageous. They stole the club on borrowed money and destroyed what the big legends, people who have died for this club in the 1958s, Busby, Ferguson, all of them who made this great history of the club. And they stole it just to make a buck. And they have destroyed the dreams and hopes for millions of football fans through the world. So if there's a karma police, I hope they go and get the Glazers, because what they have done is a shambles and it's a disgrace. And it should never been allowed. The FA was sleeping on the job, and this is the result. And we are in the mud because of this. So 100% of my heart, I hate the Glazers. I can say it.
Yeah, there's not even mentioned airtime for me to say, but you mentioned about the Busby babe, the survivals of that family. Sir Jim Ratcliffe wanted to not give them tickets anymore, which is how low they gone into cutting costs. I don't know if you guys heard about this.
Yeah, but it got canned, didn't it?
Oh God. That is, listen, I said it before, if United ruined your Christmas with this game, you know, think back who ruined this club, and that's all I have to say, you know.
Yeah.
Absolutely glazes out with all my heart and soul, right? Will it happen? The only thing that I can see is that Sir Jim Ratcliffe acquires more Class B shares and fees them out eventually. He's currently on 28.7% something. Doesn't take more, just but
well, Raymond, I don't know if you're still watching, because you had a bit of a hissy fit in the comments, I noticed. So I hope you are still watching, and I hope we've answered your question. Trev's back with your favorite Christmas present of all time. I don't need to answer because we know mine's a mankini. What's your favorite Christmas present of all time, lads?
Can I go?
Yeah, of course.
Jarvis the other day triggered my childhood memory by sharing something beautiful, and he gifted his son football cards.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I went like a kid. He showed me football cards, and I remember I forgot about the World Cups. Like, you know, you used to get all these football cards. You get the golden VIP card. Maradona, he was buzzing. But in this case, it was Manchester United. And then he showed me a video when he got Cristiano Ronaldo VIP card. And his son didn't really understand.
In a United shirt.
In a United shirt. Jarvis was more like a kid than his son. And I was like, oh my. Philip, like, what is this, Dad? And that kind of brought me back to like, oh wow, that is the greatest Christmas gift you can be given. Like, you know, and from a father to a son, what you did, Jarvis, was something noble. Like, you know, you really made me cry almost, like, you know, teaching your son the history and giving him the cards. I remember being a kid myself, like, and you traded cards as well, like, you know what, don't take my card, you know.
Yeah, and that's brilliant. That is, I like that. I used to take mine, and we used to go into school and we used to swap them. We used to try and get swaps, and you go right,
swap them,
Yeah, why do I need that badge? I don't want to give him away. Oh, go on then. And then, it's brilliant. Anticipation, saving your pocket money up to go down to the shop and rip open that packet of stickers and out they come in. The excitement when you see a shiny one. I've got a fucking shiny one. What is it? What is it? Oh, man. My favourite one, Trev, was, I've got to be honest, it was a train set. My mum and dad bought me a train set when I was young, and I desired a train. I was fucking crying when I opened it. It was so cool. It was a train set, so that would be mine.
I remember my first Donkey Kong. Nintendo.
Donkey Kong. Nothing wrong with that. I had Astro Wars as well. I'd love to buy Astro Wars again. I might see if I can find one. It's like a little video game called Astro Wars. It was rubbish, but I'd love to find
in certain sense. You know, I didn't come from I came from a working class family, so you had to work hard to earn your gifts. You know, everything that was given, you have to work hard, like, help the family. So whenever you received something, there was something special that you knew that you have kind of earned the achievement by being good, right?
Yeah, so growing up as kids. Kids today have got absolutely.
But nowadays, including Jarvis, yourself, we only get like, what do we get in Christmas presents? Socks and jocks.
Yeah. Oh, look at that.
Oh, there we go.
Jake had those.
But this is my son's.
Is that Match Attacks?
Yeah, it's Match Attacks.
Yeah, Jake had those when Jake was growing up. Yeah.
I love them. Yeah.
So this was the best card the best card that Philip got was actually because his favorite player is
look at
Nacho.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, and it's like a silver one, so it's like a collectible.
Do it again and do a zoom in.
And this was the card that I was really excited for. Let's see if I can get it out there because we need to be careful. It could be worth a lot in the future. Maybe
they will be. Yeah. Oh, look at that!
Ronaldo in the vintage vibes with the Man United shirt. That was a beautiful shirt, by the way.
Yeah.
So
very clean, wasn't it? Oh wow!
Wow!
Yeah, brilliant. Brings back a lot of memories. That does.
Do you have more questions coming in? Even people are coming in with more questions.
We do. I will ask this one question. I'm going to have to go and pick up Gina, I'm afraid, from another party. Can you believe it? Question from Naz, if he's still with us. With our youth teams winning FA Cups, why does this club not do a better job of selling off youth? Why do we force them to be implemented into the senior squad as the end goal? It's a really good question, and a lot of it's down to tradition, I'm afraid, Naz. There's always been a youth player or a player that's come through the ranks at the squad in every game since it's something like 60 years, isn't it, lads? Something like that. It's been a ridiculous amount of time, and I think there's a lot of fans believe that should continue, throughout history. But
we haven't been. The academy until late hasn't been that great in introducing them to the first team squad. Meaning that we also had an inept merch and everything that didn't see the value, and they were selling them for peanuts. But now that's been identified as a gold mine, and unfortunately, not everyone makes it up to the first team. I mean, we've seen players being sold that we didn't agree to be sold, like the left wing back, what we cried over. That's the madness in Benfica, Fernandes,
which will probably end up at Real Madrid.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, what the club is doing now is including like sell-on clause and buyback clauses and stuff like that. It's better to do that than loan them out to something that doesn't lead to anything. I don't know. It's early stages, but I see we are getting better into it, and the fact that we are including like a buyback clauses, sell-on clauses, means that we are making profit out of it because it's pure FFP into the books. I'm tired of talking to the finances, but that is where we are at the moment, Jarvis.
Yeah. When we talk about this, Royden, big up Royden Frost sent me this.
Excuse me.
It's okay, Stu. I know you're coming down from a cold. How are you? Are you feeling better?
I was wiped out, Jarvis, till Thursday lunchtime. From Monday night, I was wiped
You
out.
too. Oh my god.
Oh, it was horrible. It was horrendous. I think Neil's got it at the minute. It's horrendous, Jarvis. I don't know what it is. I know Mick's been quite ill.
Oh no! Listen, I had 2 flus in 4 weeks. I just recovered from one. I got another one, and it's like
it's horrendous,
unbelievable.
Jarvis. Horrendous. Yeah. So yeah.
Not good. I just wanted to bring this one up, and this is from Sam Peoples. He has his own webpage, and Royden sent me this. Let's see if I can add it to the stage.
Yeah, you can.
It's not fully loaded yet, so bear with me.
I read this one.
I've read this as well. Yeah. I'm sure I read this.
Yeah,
today.
so it's basically the article is about coaches in our academy are not happy with what came out from Ineos, and it's all about the pressure of winning. They want to win everything, but the coaches want to develop players. So there's a mismatch in between expectations and results, and now the United way, as you mentioned, Stu, is about. Now it's about winning. It's not about developing players. In a way,
it's about money. It's about money, Jarvis.
What do you feel about this? Because it's related to this question from we had.
That's not what football's about. Sorry, football is about money now. And what I meant is, it's not. You have to go out and develop players. If you're a coach, that's what you're paid to do. Go in and develop players and make sure there's a path through to the first team. Or if you can't make them a path through to the first team, make them a sellable asset. That's what it's all about. That's what developing a footballer is. But these kids, they get so much now, Jarvis. So, and we know because we spoke to Phil. We knew Phil was on a good contract. Told us himself. He didn't tell us the money. We knew he was on a good contract. But a good contract from what Phil was on to today, you're talking $5,000 a week.
Yeah.
For a 16-year-old, 17-year-old, you're talking $5,000 a week. There's a story, right, with Kieran Richardson. It's a brilliant story, this. But he was one of the last few to sign a professional contract. He was on the bench in a Champions League game, and we were winning 3-0 or something like that. With about 2 minutes to go, Fergie looked around and he put him on because he gave him a $12,000 bonus. Because it was a match bonus. Fergie realised that he hadn't signed a professional contract. It was about 180 quid a week, and he went from 180 quid a week to 12,000 just by stepping over that white line. That's Kieran Richardson back under Fergie's day. 12,000 win bonus. Win bonuses are something like 25,000 now.
But in my opinion, though, there's a blueprint that you follow, and that's looking at the City Academy, the so-called partner for that expensive price. That turned out well. And they, not only Man United, but a lot of Premier League clubs are waking up to see that, hey, the academy is a goldmine because, hey, they're homegrown talent, they FFP, pure profit. As the PSR rules comes into a vital play, how clubs can operate it. So if they can sort of farm these players and sell them for a sustainable profit, that means that in operational wise, they can invest those money into more senior players. But unfortunately, not everyone makes it into the first team, right? You have the under 18s, the under 21s. How many squad players are there? There's only a few spots available. And even the ones that we are predicting to make it into the first team don't even make it, Yeah. So, I at the end of the day, it's a sad state of affair. Like we had Phil Marsh, he explained how the competition for the places, but that also fosters a sort of a fighting, winning mentality to fight for your place, to come into the first team squad. You put on the United shirt, and instantly you need to make an impact. Otherwise, you get one shot, one opportunity. If you blow it, and that's what it is, right? Where do I see our current, Collier gave a few cameo. I mean, I'm critical of we're not seeing Amos as of yet. Are we supposed to loan him out? Are we supposed to sell him? when we do have a fine crop coming up right now. Obi Martin, and we have what was his name? Goodwill Kunkundu.
Kone.
Yeah.
Kone as well. We've got the young centre back, haven't we, Jarvis, that you like?
Kukundu.
Yeah,
Goodwill.
Quality, but you see Fred the Red comes in and say Leon, the guy we are apparently signing, he can't play.
Yeah, he's turning 18 in April.
Yeah,
so
because of work permit. So, but the deal is done. So yeah,
the deal's done. So it doesn't. So from that, it's
but there's a Premier League rule that says you cannot buy players under 18, right? They have to turn 18, and that was also the crux with Sverre Nypan. But Nypan turned 18 19th of December, so he's qualified to go straight into the first team.
You can't trade children.
No, true.
That's what it is. Yeah.
Gents, I'm gonna have to go and pick up Junior.
Sure.
Do you want to say anything to the VAR room?
I do. I would just like to thank you for a brilliant year for me on Jarvis's Corner. I think this is my second year now, I believe. On Jarvis's Corner. I've lost track. Working with Jarvis has been absolutely brilliant. Jarvis has been following me for a long time before. And I'd worked with Mick on a couple of channels on AFU, but it's been an absolute privilege again this year to work with you guys. Listen to some real knowledgeable people in the VAR room as well. So I'd just like to wish you all a very, very happy Christmas. I really do. I hope you have a great time with your family and your friends, your loved ones. There's nothing quite like Christmas. And I'm mega excited. I have to say, I love Christmas. So it's Christmas Eve tomorrow. I wish you all the happiness and please be safe. And me, Jarvis, and Mick are back. When are we back, old friend?
I don't know, man. But I'm not going to let you off the hook like this easy, my friend. We forgot one important question. You asked Jarvis the question, but listen, we're going to return the question to you, Stu, before you go. If you were Ruben Amorim and Secret Santa came to you, what would you wish for in January? And why?
I would wish for a left back as well, and for me, it would be. I'm going to go with Robinson. I'm going with the versatile Robinson.
Right.
I knew you would say that.
Robinson, guys. Happy Christmas to you too as well.
Happy Christmas.
I'll see you on the flip side. Take care, guys.
Take care. Happy Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Bye.
And from the three wise men, there was two. I would say.
Yes.
So what do we have remaining questions, George?
We have a couple of more questions. We can run through them fast. We are almost on 2 hours. It's the day before Christmas. People need to get ready. They can't just sit here and watch us all night. And
no, they can. But for me, it's 6:22 in the morning a.m. So it's Christmas Eve already, peeps.
Oh, right. Fantastic. We have a couple of more questions.
Go ahead.
I want to bring this one up. It's from Neil. It's a good question from Neil. He says, "What players keep or sell?"
Wow.
Let's just say, make it a little bit more narrow. The question this season. Let's say January window.
Knowing the situation that those players on the high wages, looks like Rashford is out of the window. His brother Dwayne Winnard is orchestrating the move by going to Henry Winter and speaking behind the club's knowledge. Yeah, Rashford needs to go. Luke Shaw, difficult. Malacia, sell Malacia. Dalot keep as a squad player on the right, because we do have Casemiro, difficult one. Ericsson needs to go anyway. Lindelof. That's about it, I think. You? There's so much you can't get rid of them all. What are you laughing at?
What are you talking about, man? No, I didn't say that. I think you need to clean out your ears.
Like this one.
And Vincent Bullock comes in and say, "Wait to say," but when I see Jarvis, I think I think of that French cartoon when the girl got pink hair. He looks like one of the characters. Sorry, laughing out loud. I don't know who you're talking about, but yeah,
I don't know either.
I have a face that looks like a lot of things. Rick Astley and yeah, you mentioned.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, funny. Big up Madhouse. No, seriously, I would do whatever it takes to get Rashford out the door in January.
Yeah, no,
I think he needs to go right away. And I would also look at Luke Shaw. I will try to get him off the books because we can't keep going doing this dance with Luke Shaw coming back from injury, playing 2 games, getting injured again, on and on. So I think we also should try to free up space in the squad. And you know, when it comes to bringing in players, Stu said there's a lot of good options, but I think we should actually have courage and play the youth from now till the end of the season, because I don't see the point of spending money right now. To be honest, I think
it's a short window. It's a short window.
Try to develop the youth and give them game time, and go in the summer and really assess what happened this season. Because
I agree.
You know, coming in. Do any of you even care if you come in 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th? You know,
we're sitting 13th, so I'm not really bothered. So
maybe
the problem is
the
problem is that he hasn't had much training time with the youth or trying to integrate them whatsoever. It's been like 2 games per week. You don't have the time, right? But during this Christmas festive period, at least you can sort of have a break, assess. If you're not getting money, I agree what you're saying. This what's the point of having an academy when everyone's talking about Hariyama's there, Collier here? You know, use them. At least what can go wrong? You know.
Well, the expectations are at rock bottom. You know. I mean, for me, when I see the future, I see we lose the next 4 games. We're not looking good. We have Newcastle, Arsenal coming up, a lot of difficult games coming up, and I don't see us anywhere near competing at this moment. But I'm okay with it as long as I see progress, as I see a clear pattern, as I see Amorim is trying to do his thing and just exposing these players. I'm okay with it. You know, for me, I'm thinking I'm playing the long game. It's not about short-term gratification for me.
Yeah, speaking about long game, and we forgot Rushmano. Legend gifted 10 memberships, and the ones that were gifted, Merry Christmas from Rushmano. It's a gift that never stops giving. Rushmano, you're a legend. The ones that became member is Mo Garnier. RJ was also gifted a Christmas present.
RJ.
And Tony Kidowski as well. We had Red Devil Studio, Let's TV, Testicle. No, did I say that? Fuck me. Testicle. I'm not going to say that fast. What? Testicle. Oh, sorry. Palm. Dude, you got me. Oh, God. Palm, Kangura, Lisa Jensen Olsen. Welcome back, Lisa. It's been a while. And Neil Driscoll. Good night, everyone. Simon Kennedy was gifted a membership. Oh, my God. I got done, Joe.
You want me to read them out?
Yeah. Don't do tests, please.
Okay. I have to just log into because I had my phone on the Tactical Devils, my channel, by the way. If you haven't, please jump over to Tactical Devils.
Okay. Well, we're talking about rude jokes on the tape.
Mo Garnier, RJ, big up RJ, Tony Kidvaski, Red Devil Studio, big up, Let's TV, Tess Tickle, Parm, Kangura, Lisa Jensen Olsen, big up Lisa Jensen, I haven't seen you in a while. John Johnson, I bet you John Johnson don't want for Christmas. And Simon Kennedy, the last one. Thank you, Rushmano. Thank you.
I can't believe I fell for it.
And guys who came in as new members, welcome to the club. Welcome to the MUFC Realist TV membership club. Guys and girls, let's go back to a question before Mick cracks up again. We have
that's such a brilliant. Did you see how it's composed? The name Tess. He totally got me, and I'm dyslexic. Fuck's sake.
I will do two more questions before we wrap the show up. I know you guys need to go to bed. It's getting late, even in the UK. Not talking about Thailand and Norway. You know, I'm on 12:30. So let's see. Thomas Svedjenos, big up Thomas. Is saying,
Thomas,
do you guys think we should prioritize midfielder before a striker? That's a good question.
Wow. What do we have? An Agent Eriksson that's not getting minutes. Kobe Maino that's been rushed in. I think Kobe needs to be developed more. Yes. Who would that be? I don't know. We need definitely an Ugarte replacement or an Ugarte rotator. Because if Ugarte's out, we're screwed.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
Well, if I want short-term gain, I would go for a striker because our clinicality is the biggest problem. When you look at the XG, we produced, I say 3.5 against Spurs. We produced 2.5 against Bournemouth. So we should score more goals. And I think a better striker would have solved a lot of our problem with the clinicality. But when I look at the long term, I think we have two young strikers. They can come good with the more experienced, and they just need game time to learn the game. And bringing in a midfielder, I think we need a DM who can fill in for Ugarte, because I see us depending on Ugarte now too much. And we saw it against Bournemouth yesterday when he was subbed off. Everything fell apart. So I think we need a second ball winner, fighter, DM, number 6. And I think that will help us out, because I feel that Ugarte is a guy who will get a lot of yellow cards, and we will be forced to sub him early in games, 60, 70 minutes.
When is this conveyor belt going to stop? Because we keep saying that, okay, last year was defense, we fixed the defense, now it's the midfield, now we're not scoring goals. When we had a bad defense, we had good attacking. So when is this conveyor belt going to stop? Never ending.
Well, it never gets perfect. That's just the way it is.
It never gets perfect.
Perfection doesn't exist.
Yeah. And the thing is, what surprises me as well is the level of quality of Premier League teams. I mean, everyone is good this year, right? I would never sit here in the start of Premier League to say that, oh, well, look at Nottingham Forest. They're sitting 3rd and Bournemouth 5th, like, you know. So, hey, that proves that, you know, you could sort of make something out of nothing, like where we say koka soppa på spik, you know what I mean? In Swedish, like, you know, you cook soup on nails, right? So, interesting question. I agree. We need both. Please.
Dave 147 say we need an all-action box-to-box midfielder like Ederson.
Yeah,
that's the Atalanta guy, I believe. I've seen we've been linked to him a couple of times. Well, there's a lot of questions. Sorry, guys, we can't go through them all. Thank you for Nate, Lewis, Rushmano, Thomas, Fred the Red, Rush, Winston Bullock, all of you coming in with a lot of good questions. Wicker, Nash, Mr. B, you know, it's been brilliant. But I will do one last question. This is the one we got from Winston Bullock. He said, question Jarvis. Jarvis is sing you always singing. I'm never gonna give you up. Never gonna give you up.
You will never gonna let you down.
I'm never gonna let you down. Which player would you say have given up? And Little Stone, and which player has got us?
That's an easy.
Mick.
R10.
Ronaldo, Rashford.
Rashford has given
Rashford
up.
has given up.
Yeah, a long time ago.
Yeah,
his body language. The fact is that he. I don't want to really talk about it, but I'm gonna say this anyway on the open air. The fact is that you, prior to getting that bumper contract, you had Rock Nation as an agency. Then you surrounded yourself with your brother, so, representing you, two brothers that formalized that agency, which you are the flagship. So it's never going down well when you are surrounded as your brother as an agent, because they will never tell you the truth. They will all like feed on you, right? The entourage. Examples is to look at not far away from Rabi or his mother being the agent. Look at Mbappe, mother agent. It's a family business, which they forget that, football matters, but in this case, it's all about you, the brand. But what they do backfiring is on, if you're not playing football, your brand is declining. So your client needs to play football. I think that he's given up long time ago, and I think that it's not his fault. It's also the club that's been kind of letting this to happen, treating him like, untouchable, invincible, the poster boy, and all of a sudden you meet your maker. Ruben Amorim comes in and say, well, nobody's bigger than the club. If you're not performing, you're not going to get playtime. And he's what does it do? Instead of going and apologize to the manager, he goes to the press and tries to salve his image. And that is not his decision. I think he's been advised by his dumb brother, I would say. I'm sorry. Yeah. So it looks like they're giving up. Moneyball.
Yeah.
Entourage.
No, I accept that I don't know all the facts in all of this, but it doesn't look good for Rashford. And but you have to answer the second part of the question: which players has got us up this half?
Ooh, Mazraoui, 100%. Ugarte, 100%. Amad Diallo, 100%.
I think the Amad Diallo is the one that's
Amad. Yeah,
I think he brings a little bit of magic. He's a flair player. He can take on his man. He can do the unexpected, and but this is what Man United is all about. Maybe he's not performing super high every game. Last game wasn't all that, but he's learning, and
I don't see him as a number 10. That's the thing. Like the best we saw on the Ahmad when he was given the right wing back position, at least he can do 10, but he's the most improved and the most intelligent player, fearless, and he listens to the instructions and follows through the instructions, meaning that you are listening, you're paying attention. And the way he changes in games, it's intelligence. We've spoken about this before, right? Because a manager can only do certain things, like in halftime, give instructions, but it's the players within the game that actually changes the game, right? So he's that type of player.
Yeah, yes.
100%.
Rashmana comes in and say De Ligt and Ugarte has been very, very solid in my opinion. Yeah,
true.
So I would say most of our summer signings was a great window in my opinion. So I think most of them have done well. So I agree with you.
Jarvis, is there any hope for Mason Mount? I mean, Ruben rates him.
No, I don't think so. I think he's going through a phase of his career where it's a never-ending nightmare, and I don't see him turning it around. I don't see it. I think he needs to.
He's a good player when he's fit,
But that's just my opinion. Hopefully, he proves me wrong, but I don't think so. I don't think there's a chance. You see, it's like Luke Shaw. He's done. To be honest, and we just have to do the
10 weeks now
sensible thing, and that is to cut all connections and try to.
I think it was last thing I read was 10 weeks out now.
Yeah,
hamstring. Oh my god. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, Fred the Red says he's another Phil Jones and Luke Shaw, and But it's not about, I'm not blaming Mason Mount. He's a great guy, but getting injured all the time, he's no use for us as a football.
No, but I can also put myself in his shoes. How frustrating it could be. Like you work yourself.
We can't sit here like Luke Shaw always talking about what if when he comes back, when he plays himself into form, if he can keep himself injury free.
It's football. It's football.
Yeah, it's a adult game, grown up man's game. Yeah. That's just the way it is. One last uppercut coming in from Madhouse. Madhouse.
Yeah, we'll love that.
Would Sir Alex Ferguson have sold Onana by now?
Oh yeah, 100%. He would.
I think so.
Yeah, he would. Just a chip and a sut pun. Get off there. He would ship him off straight away.
Yeah, okay.
He would lose his shit. What do you think? I mean, there'd be plenty of boots flying in Onana.
I believe so. I believe so. Onana is so inconsistent. He's been good this season, but now we're seeing last season's Onana coming back, and it worries me because he didn't.
It was a hard signing
last season, and now we see the same. So I think we should
go
for a more solid keeper. And Onana is sellable. He's not the worst goalkeeper.
Yeah.
He's not on extremely high wages. I think he's on 135 a week or that bracket.
We got him for his playing ability, playing with the foot.
Sell him back to Inter. Let's sell him for 30 million. I will be fine with
what about Rade Vitek?
I don't know much about goalkeepers, to be honest. So
yeah, Vitek is ours, isn't it? Like he's one of our academy players that went on.
Yeah, I know Rade Vitek, but I don't know what to look for when it comes to goalkeepers.
Well, I know Lillis was a big fan of Bayander. I said Bayander, adios, ados.
Yeah,
that was not good. But what do you expect? You're not playing consistent football, right? So of course you're gonna have a shaky one. But the display he did against was it Spurs? Ouch! That didn't do him a favor.
Rosmana comes in and say Tom Heaton is still decent. Yeah, maybe. Why not?
Yeah. Why not?
And Jamie Wayne says his distribution or Onana's distribution is shit.
That's about it. I have a Christmas joke for you.
Okay.
I've been saving this for last. Are you ready?
Yep.
I got done by tests, that testing, right? But I got something more special brewing up for you. This is my question to you. Are you ready? Okay. Do you know, Jarvis, why Santa Claus don't have any children?
No.
He only comes once a year. I'm out of it.
By the way, you have to excuse us. We're both grown men.
If they're children.
Dad jokes. Dad jokes.
Bad Santa.
Dry humor like a desert.
I'm out of it.
Okay.
Take over.
Let's just try to end the show. I'm so happy that you guys tuned in. Rosmano, Trevor Wade, all you stayed to the bitter end.
Bring statistical. Sorry. Okay, good job. Just continue. And now.
Okay. We'll try. Maybe I will give you this question from Trevor Wade before we end the show because it's directed to you, Mick.
Okay. Shape up.
Okay. Important question. When is Mick going to give up smoking? Probably when United win the league. So next 20 years or so.
Well,
you don't smoke.
That's a good question.
I'm vape. You vape. You vape. You don't smoke anymore.
Vape.
Not cigarettes.
Well, what doesn't kill you make you stronger. You know that song. Everyone has the poison. I'm enjoy life. You never know what's going to happen around the corner. That's the thing. Yeah. So anything nowadays can kill you. So my motto is always to you know, I do what I like to do, what makes me happy, and this makes me happy, you know, calms me down. When you're going to ask me another difficult question, when you're going to give up drinking your espressos, I said, never, never. My coffee.
Well, I think life is about treating yourself good, as you say, but you also have to be, you have to treat your future self good.
Yeah, I mean,
so you always it's you sometimes fell in between two chairs when I hear people say what's the saying, live loud.
No, you know, I give up drinking, partying, everything. I'm not going to do that, you know. Tonight I'm having a beer. I have like one of these local beers, which is Chang beer, which is good. It's Christmas. Chang. So you pick your poison. If I go back in timeline, it was like, you know, you're a stupid kid, teenager, going out in the woods with your friends smoking, and I got kind of stuck to it, right? But my dad was a smoker, and I said I would never smoke. You know what I mean? And here we are. To give up.
But as I said, Mick, when I was trying to say YOLO, when I hear YOLO, I feel, come on.
Yeah. Right.
Don't YOLO me. You have to look out for yourself in the future too. But that was the moral of the night. It's the night before Christmas. I wish everybody a Merry Christmas. I'm grateful that you are tuning in, that you're actually watching me and Mick and Stu sitting here waffling 2 hours. You know, it's incredible. And all of you guys are fantastic, and you are the guys who are creating the content coming in with questions, comments all the time. I read all of them while we are doing the show, so we are all the time multitasking. So I'm so grateful for your contributions, and this has been a terrible year as a Man United supporter, 2024, but we won the FA Cup, so we have something good out of it. And you know, who knows what next season will bring? We know in football it can turn pretty quick, and maybe we sit here in at the end of the season celebrating winning the Europa League, for example, qualifying for the Champions League. Suddenly we have a lot of money coming in, and we can sign players and get rid of others. So don't feel too bad. It's Christmas after all now. Celebrate, have a good time, enjoy yourself. Be with your loved ones, be with your family, and don't lose faith. You know.
I also hope that we provided some for people that are not that fortunate to have families and feeling lonely, that you know, that tuning in for this 2 hours and 20 minutes. We've made some value, Jarvis. We keep forgetting that there's unless people out there that don't have families, and you know, sometimes being alone on Christmas is difficult. So just want to thank each and everyone. It's been a fantastic year. Congratulations, Jarvis Technical, you know, Jarvis Technical Corner, your own channel,
Technical
big
Devils.
Up. Tactical Devils. I'm tired because it's 6:47 a.m. my time, and this is what it means to us to just, you know, be awake, speaking to you. That's what you said. You know, you guys make the content, you make the channel. I want to thank Rush Mano for gifting the 10 memberships, for all the legends that stayed with us. Vincent Bullock, Fred the Red, everyone. Vicky was here. Legends in the house.
Legends in the house all the time.
Even if United is doing bad, we all come together and talk about it, as we always do. And that's
and I have to say, Mick, I see your name. You know, I don't know you guys, but I feel like I know a lot of you.
Yeah,
you have a great sense of humor. You have great knowledge about football. We waffle about everything, and all of you guys, Rushmano, Jamie, Wayne, Fred the Red, all of you,
Jonathan Liljenberg from Sweden as well.
And when I say I wish you a Merry Christmas, I really mean it. I hope that you will have a fantastic Christmas, and you know. If stay with friends, stay with family, stay with loved ones, and take care of yourself. You know, Christmas is a tough time for a lot of people. I just want to say, Fred the Red comes in and say we are family. We are. Before you guys go, I want you to press the link that I put in the chat. That's my new channel. it will mean a lot to me that you will go there and press subscribe and smash a like on the video, because we are co-streaming to Tactical Devils, make Tactical Devils at the moment.
Sorry, Alex, it's 7 o'clock in the morning for me, so my brain is not functioning. You know what I mean?
So that will be if you will ever give me a Christmas gift, that will be your Christmas gift.
Fantastic, do that
and subscribe and smash the like.
Thanks for sticking with my bad jokes as well. I got done. Anyway, big up. Jarvis, close up the shop. It's time for us to sleep, and Merry Christmas from me all the way. For me, it feels surreal. I'm sitting in the tropical weather. There's sunshine. I'm used to a white Christmas. So I'm dreaming of a white Christmas.
And Winston Bullock,
guys.
How do you say "wish you a Merry Christmas" in your native language? Mick, you can go
God jul.
first.
God jul.
Swedish, you said God jul, and in Norway we ser God jul.
God jul.
God jul till alle dere.
Yeah. Merry Christmas, everyone, and God bless.
Merry Christmas.
Jarvis, take it away.
Have a good one, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. If you haven't, smash the like, subscribe, and hopefully we will see you on the next. Merry Christmas, everybody, and good night.
Thank you so much for stopping by and watching Mufc Realist TV. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us on the socials.